Welcome to Raising a Reader, National Read Aloud.
Hello, boys and girls, friends and family. My name is Tracy Harrington, and I will be a volunteer reader for Raising a Reader. Today, I will be reading a book entitled About Space by Jana Carson with the permission from Treasure Bay. So I hope you're ready to take this adventure in space with me. So if we could just sit back, relax, put on our listening ears, and let's get started.
Making reading fun. Parent pointers. Parents, as you read the story to your child/children, have different sized balls available so children can pretend the balls are planets. Parents, try reading this book outside so you and your child can stop and look up at the sky. Have children to point out things they might see. And parents, please feel free to ask questions throughout the story. About Space by Jana Carson. Chapter 1, The Vastness of Space. Carina Nebula. Let's take a journey into space, where we will see wondrous sights and make incredible discoveries. What is space? Space is the universe. The universe contains everything, including all the stars and planets and all the empty expanses in between them. Have you ever looked up at the sky? It seems so big and there are so many stars. Yet, what we see in our sky is only a very tiny part of the universe. Orion Nebula, a huge expanse of dust and gas in our galaxy where many new stars are being created. A galaxy is a large system of stars held together in a group by gravity. We are in a galaxy called the Milky Way, and the stars that we are able to see in our night sky are part of our galaxy. We can see many more of the stars in our galaxy through the use of a telescope. Milky Way galaxy. Long ago, people could only look at the stars with their eyes. Most of the stars of the Milky Way just look like a white streak in the sky. It's question time, boys and girls, so put those thinking caps on. What is a telescope? Chapter 2, The Planets in Our Solar System. Within a galaxy, there may be many solar systems. A solar system is made up of a sun and everything that moves around it. Our solar system exists within the Milky Way galaxy. It includes all the planets and their moons, as well as the comets, the asteroids, and space objects that orbit or move in circles around our sun. A star with planets around it is called a sun. There is a sun at the center of every solar system. Without our sun, there could be no life in our solar system. Planet Mercury. Colors are not accurate but show the different types of rocks on the surface. The planet we live on is called Earth. As far as we know it is the only planet in our solar system that has life on it. Other planets in our solar system are Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. Mercury is the closest planet to our sun. The temperature on the planet's surface is hot enough to melt a tin pan. Closer view of Mercury showing craters and the Great Challis Basin, large tan area. Mercury is much smaller than our planet. There is no water or air on the surface of Mercury, and it is very hot. The surface of Mercury looks a lot like our moon. There are many craters. Craters on the surface of Venus. Venus and Earth are similar in size, and they both have mountains and valleys and plains. However, there is no water on Venus. Scientists believe there may have been water billions of years ago, but it has all now boiled off into steam or clouds. Venus is also known as the evening star. Planet Venus. Venus has been called the evening star because it shines very brightly at just about sunset. Venus is covered with thick clouds. There are always very big storms in the clouds. Planet Mars. Mars is often called the red planet. Space rovers have been sent to Mars by the United States and other countries. The space rover collects information that is examined by scientists. The space rovers found a lot of metal called iron in the soil of Mars. The iron is what gives the planet its reddish color. NASA's space rover Curiosity on the surface of Mars. The space rovers have found many other things. Some things have led scientists to think that long ago there could have been some form of life on Mars. It's question time, boys and girls, so go find those thinking caps. What are some things you think the space rover discovered on Mars? Planet Jupiter with its great red spot. Jupiter is the largest planet in our solar system. There are terrific lightning bolts and huge gas storms in Jupiter's atmosphere. A large area of swirling gas called the Great Red Spot is believed to be a hurricane-like storm. Jupiter is a huge planet. It is so big that all the other planets in our solar system could fit inside it. Jupiter has more than 60 moons. One is almost as big as the planet Mars. Planet Saturn. Saturn is a planet that spins rapidly on its axis, just like a spinning top. This rapid spinning causes something amazing to happen. The top and bottom of the planet flattens out. Many moons orbit Saturn. Some of these moons are very big. Saturn's largest moon is called the Titan. Saturn and its rings. There are also rings that orbit Saturn. The rings are made up of ice and small rocks. Some chunks of ice are as big as a house. Some are as small as a speck of dust. Planet Uranus. Uranus and Neptune has similar atmosphere composed primarily of hydrogen and helium gases. However, Uranus is unique because of how it is tilted on its axle. It lies almost on its side in relation to the sun. When the sun rises and its north pole, it stays up for 42 Earth years before it sets. Planet Neptune. Both of these planets have rings around them. The rings around Neptune are very hard to see. Neptune has huge storms on the surface. The storms can be seen on the planet as dark spots. They are called great dark spots, and they can be as wide across as our entire planet. Chapter 3: Dwarf Planets. Pluto was once considered a planet. However, the discovery of other natural objects in our solar system, almost as large as Pluto, have caused astronomers to reconsider what the term planet should mean. After much debate, many astronomers agree that Pluto and some other large round space objects belonged in a new category named dwarf planets, the dwarf planet series. Astronomers found a dwarf planet that is about the same size as Pluto. It is called Eris, and it is much farther from the sun than Pluto. Astronomers decided that Ceres should be called a dwarf planet. Ceres is much smaller than Earth's moon, and it orbits the sun between Mars and Jupiter. Chapter 4: Earth and moon. Earth is our home planet. It's the third planet from the sun and is the only planet in our solar system that has flowing water on its surface. About 70% of Earth's surface is covered with water. Continents with mountains, plains, forests, and deserts cover the remaining 30%. Earth's moon. Earth has one moon. Our moon is like a very dry desert. From here on Earth, we can only see one side of our moon. The side that we see is called the near side. The side we never see is called the far side. Buzz Aldrin on the moon. Our moon has had visitors. In 1969, the Apollo 11 spaceship carried astronaut Neil Armstrong and Edwin Buzz Aldrin to the moon to explore its surface. Neil Armstrong was the first person to walk on the moon. Footprints on the moon. He left his footprints. There is no air on the moon to blow them away. His footprints are still on the moon. Chapter 5, Astronauts. NASA astronaut Sunita Williams participates in a space suit fit check. Astronauts go through years of specialized training. They must have strong skills in science, math, and technology. The astronauts that go into space must learn how to function in weightless environments and even learn how to do a spacewalk. Astronauts training underwater. Sometimes astronauts train underwater. The water helps them know what it feels like to float in space. Chapter 6, Living and Working in Space. International Space Station with Earth's horizon in the background. How would you like to live in space? Some astronauts do. There are teams of astronauts that take turns living and working on a space station. A space station is an enormous satellite that orbits Earth. The biggest space station so far is the International Space Station. Astronauts doing construction and maintenance on the International Space Station. The International Space Station is made up of many different parts. Astronauts put these parts together in space. Astronauts, fruit, vegetables, and a plant floating in the International Space Station. Many types of science experiments are done on the space station that cannot be done on Earth. There is no gravity on the space station. That means that everything that is not attached floats freely in the air. Some experiments explore the effects of no gravity. For example, how do plants grow when there is no gravity? Or what is the effect on humans and animals when they live without gravity for weeks or months? Mealtime aboard the International Space Station. Living on a space station has its own special challenges. Astronauts do get some fresh fruit and vegetables, but some of the food the astronauts eat has been freeze-dried, a special process used to remove all of the water from the food. Before astronauts eat their freeze-dried food, they put the water back in it. Just like many kids, astronauts drink from boxes or pouches using a straw. With everything floating, drinking from a glass could get very messy. NASA astronaut Alvin Drew and his sleeping bag. Most astronauts sleep in sleeping bags. They are tied to the wall so they won't float away. Astronauts taking photos during a spacewalk. Sometimes astronauts need to go outside the space station to do repairs or attach new parts. When they go out into space, the astronauts wear a special spacesuit called an extravehicular mobility unit, or EMU. The EMU controls and monitors the astronaut's body temperature and breathing. It has a headphone and microphone so the astronaut can communicate with astronauts in the space station. Astronauts in space. A special jetpack is attached to the EMU. This jetpack can propel an astronaut freely through space. If an astronaut becomes separated from the space station, the jetpack could help him or her get back safely. Here's another question for you smart boys and girls. Would you like to live in space? Why or why not? Chapter 7, More to Discover. Hubble Telescope Above Earth. The International Space Station is just one of the many tools used to learn more about space. Another important tool for space exploration is the telescope. Some huge telescopes, like the Keck telescopes in Hawaii, are here on Earth. Others, like the Hubble telescope, are up in space. These telescopes allow special scientists called astronomers to see other galaxies of stars that are deep in space. Spiral Galaxy M106. Astronomers now believe there are billions of galaxies in the universe. Do you think there may be other forms of life in a far off galaxy? Sombrero Galaxy. A bright ring of dust encircles the galaxy. The galaxy pictured here is called the Sombrero Galaxy. At the center of this galaxy is a huge black hole, believed to be a billion times more massive than our sun. The gravity in the black hole pulls things towards it. Illustration of a black hole. The gravity in a black hole is very strong. It sucks in everything around it. Even light cannot escape from the black hole. Small Magellanic Cloud. A small galaxy about 200,000 light years from Earth. There is so much more exciting information to learn about space. Maybe someday you will be a scientist or an astronomer. Perhaps you will make new discoveries and explore distant galaxies. Illustration of Walk on Mars. What if you was an astronaut? Think of all the exciting things you could do. Maybe you could fly to Mars and help build a space station there. The end. Family fun activity. Parents, go start watching with your child/children, then have your children draw what they discovered while star watching. This activity will help with family bonding time. This activity will also help children with fine motor skills and creativity.
Wow, what an awesome book. Thank you all for tuning in with us today. Until next time, see you later and happy reading.